Hello everyone, my name is Isaiah Garcia and I'm here to talk to you today about the drag bans happening across America. My goal today is to inform you all that the drag ban is only meant to suppress the LGBTQ plus community. First, we are going to discuss the history of drag and its relevance in Western culture. Next, we are going to touch upon the drag bans and how different states are criminalizing the LGBTQ plus community to fit their agenda. Lastly, we will end our speech by bringing up how the drag ban and limiting queer exposure can have an effect on society, especially children. All right, let's begin. Okay, I want to paint you a picture. Look back at a time in your childhood when you, let's say, went into your dad's closet and you tried on his shirt or his pants or his shoes and you realized it is way too big for you, but you still find the joy and just had so much fun dressing up and pretending to be something else. Well, that's what drag is. Drag is an exaggerated art form created by the LGBTQ plus community to express gender identity and sexuality through makeup, clothing, etc. It is a crucial art form of the human experience as humans are expressive creatures. Without drag, we wouldn't be able to express who we are inside. And within the society we live in today, where we're basically told how to dress, how to look, we are living in drag pretty much every day in our lives. But it's only a problem when the LGBTQ plus community does it. It has become such an issue that state laws are targeting LGBTQ plus communities, specifically drag artists, to shut down any queer representation and expression and mask it under protecting children, as in their eyes, drag harms children, which could not be further from the truth. Alright, now I'm going to talk about what is drag. Drag is a gender-bending art form in which a person dresses in clothing and makeup meant to exaggerate a specific gender identity, usually of the opposite sex. Masterclass 2021. Although drag is used as entertainment, it is also used as an art form to express gender and celebration of LGBTQ plus community pride. It is a very gender-bending art form that challenges the status quo, and even from the famous words of RuPaul Andre Charles, we're all born naked and the rest is drag, meaning that we are all born naked, literally, and the rest is drag means it is up to us how we decide to dress ourselves and express ourselves. Now we're going to talk about the history of drag. Drag has a very deep and rich history in Western culture. It actually does date back to ancient Greece and Shakespearean times when women were not allowed to participate in theater, so it was the men that were dressing up as women to play female roles. And in the 19th century, drag found its way into vaudeville through female impersonators using drag as a performative art. The first ever drag queen in 1880s, William Dorsey Swann, would host drag balls in their home. By the early 20th centuries, drag did make its way into the LGBTQ plus community, a community that was already ostracized by society, so due to its ties with the community, it did become more popular in the nightlife. And after the 1969 Stonewall riots, that's when drag started gaining mainstream support, just along with anything else that was queer related, because the Stonewall riots really did put queer issues at the forefront. And as you can see here, this is a picture of the Stonewall riots, and this is William Dorsey Swann, and you can see that she is dressed as a woman and a man, just to show that women were not allowed to dress as women were not allowed to participate in drag. And next we're going to talk about the drag bans. So these new drag bans are the continuation of a long legacy of political attacks on queerness and gender expression, and we must take a stand to break the cycle. Center for Education, Research, and Advocacy 2023. So these drag bans all have an objective. They want to paint a picture of the LGBTQ plus community that they are harming or grooming children just to garnish more hate towards the community, to have more justification and more support when deciding to ban drag or limit any queer exposure. And even states in Tennessee, they don't allow drag performances in public spaces or in front of minors. Failure to do so does result in a misdemeanor that is punishable by up to $2,500 fine or a year in prison. And in North Dakota, drag performances are categorized as sexually explicit content, and drag performers will be punished 10 years in prison and can be registered as a sex offender. And that's crazy to think that an art form that is meant to just celebrate love and freedom of gender expression, it can be narrowed down so much to being labeled as groomer or sex offender. It is obviously just blatant homophobia that they are trying to push in society. And by trying to ban drag, it does take a toll on society, especially children, because trying to limit the LGBTQ plus community or queer exposure is also limiting the children, like children's knowledge of knowing that they can love and accept different people, to learn to love and accept themselves. Teaching children about the LGBTQ plus community is teaching children about being loved and accepting of others despite their differences. These legislators, they want to ban drag to protect children, but it is not protecting the queer kids that are witnessing a time where being different and expressing your gender is punishable. These queer kids have no support if it is not for the LGBTQ plus community, which is why it is crucial for children to know about queer people, as it is telling all those queer kids that it is okay to be gay. And by The Guardian 2019, young people are being exposed to multiple viewpoints. Teaching such things doesn't change who they are, it just helps them feel more confident and proud of who they are. There is no inappropriate age to learn about these things. They do not fall into the domain of dangerous knowledge. Alright, now that I've discussed my three main topics, we're going to conclude it already. And I just really want to hit the nail on the head of these three main points: that drag has a deep history in Western culture that even dates back to ancient Greece. It is not a new thing. It is not an agenda being pushed by the LGBTQ plus community to groom children. Drag has always been around and it will continue being around. It is just blatant homophobia of wanting to eradicate and suppress queer expression and the LGBTQ plus community, and is using children as a way to justify their reasonings for wanting to ban drag. And these state laws believe that they are protecting children, but it's only causing more harm, as we're still living in a society where hate is being taught, but no one is teaching kids to love except the queer community. Thank you.